That $7 shirt you bought last weekend, $10 pair of pants, that $15 jacket, $20 pair of shoes, sitting in your closet, they might have saved you short-term money and saved your wallet. But in the long term, they may have an effect on our planet and the health of our future. And because of this, is saving that extra couple dollars really worth it in the end? Today, I'm introducing to you Style Again Company on waste. So fast fashion, there's no way around it, is killing our landfills. The mass production of cheap clothing is obliterating the earth piece by piece. And these pieces of polyester and microplastics can stay in these landfills for up to 200 years, as said by the Conserve Energy Future. They can stay so long that it may stay and gather up, as this picture on the left side demonstrates. This is one of thousands of landfills just caused by just cheap fast fashion clothing that people no longer want due to the holes in their clothes or just them running out of style and they find something else to replace it with. Another $7 shirt. To the right, we see a picture of the water that is left after a factory is done making clothing, and from just the dyes and putting together the threads and everything, this is the wastewater that's left behind on the right side. So, Style Again is here to help reduce fashion waste and help those clothes stayed recycled and moved on to the people who really need it. So let's talk about the damage. The biggest part is 20% of the global wastewater is from textile dyeing, as we saw in the last picture, and this is quoted by the European Parliament that have done a broad study, mass study on how it is affecting our drinking water and leaking in our oceans, affecting wildlife, affecting fish that we eat. And moving on, more emissions are put out making these clothes in these factories daily than an international flight, which was an insane fact when I figured that out. And that was stated by the United Nations of Energy Proclamation or Parliament. And it's just crazy to think that one flight, how much emissions are put on that is being put out daily in factories for these cheap clothing. And 11.9 millions of clothing waste is thrown out every day in the US, just sitting in landfills, taking 200 of years each piece to disintegrate, as stated by the New York Times. And on the final source, by National Geographic, there have been traces of microplastics found in human organs, such as the lungs, the brain, kidneys, and liver, and also in the bloodstream. This isn't just detrimental to our planet, but to the future, our future generations, and our generation that we currently live in. And to be able to get these microplastics, we do get them, as stated on the screen, a very zoomed up. These are smaller than grains of sands, and they end up in our food. They end up in all different kind of various ways. Even just our new clothing that we have, it absorbs through our skin. There's different ways that people get it. So how can we solve this? And the opportunity that Style Again Co. gives us is we surveyed some Gen Z. And it surveys saying that Gen Z would rather spend more money and buy higher quality goods than buy fast fashion, since it also does help them stick out. And according to this survey, 62% of Gen Zers prefer to buy from sustainable brands, while 73% are willing to pay more for a better item than fast fashion, as you can see from the chart down below. So really targeting Gen Z, our newest generation. What can we take away from this is that people, even Gen Z, they do have lower income rates, but because of this, they still would rather buy clothing that they can wear over and over again and help donate than destroy the planet, because they're even aware of how this can be so destructive. So the big thing is resale and rental fashions are booming. No way around it. And how can we help as Style & Co. as a company, a whole? The biggest way we can help is we offer a subscription. A subscription that can vary from $20 to $30 or $40 a month. And it depends on what you want to get. Each box can hold about 3 or 4 t-shirts, 5 to 10 pair of pants, or 2 to 3 big jackets all together. If you want one box, it'll be $20 a month, 2 boxes for $30 a month, and then 3 for $40 a month. And these are all recycled goods. And the best part about it, if you really do love the item, you can buy it and keep it for yourself. And then when you are tired of it, you can give it back to Style & Co. And if you do not like the item, on the other hand, just put it back with the rest of the clothes at the end of the month and send it back. And to make it even better, think about how cheap the prices are. $20 is about as much as you can get a nice t-shirt nowadays. So why spend $20 to get one t-shirt when you can get 5 or 6, including pants and a jacket? And the best part about it is you can change your style throughout the seasons. When winter comes, you can get new winter styles. Spring comes, you can get new spring styles. And summer, you can also exchange it out for new summer styles. So you don't have to keep the same old winter clothes, spring clothes, summer clothes, and instead you can give them to people that you need. And the best part about our company is we like to give back. We like to do donations on clothes that are no longer wearable for most people or clothes that are just not getting picked up or sold. And for these donations, they end up going to homeless shelters or to people who need them most. And this, the biggest thing is it gives many pieces of fashion a second life through recycling and upcycling. And you may ask, why invest in us? Well, the biggest reason by Retail Dive is this market is expected to jump up to $350 billion by 2027. And it's just worldwide on the resale trend. Everyone likes getting older clothes. People know the quality is better and they want to just keep getting recycled clothing. And the best part about this is clothing businesses will feel the pressure and eventually they'll want to produce better products. And with these better products, we know that clothing can last a lot longer instead of it being fast fashion. This will help cut down on the waste in the water, the waste in the landfills, and most importantly, the microplastics in our blood system. So, why buy cheap fashion when you can buy recycled fashion? It also makes you feel eco-friendly and that you can actually put a cause to the problem and help solve it. This is one of the ways you can help solve the pollution problem. So, let's style it again. Style Co. isn't just fashion. It's a future worth wearing. So let's save the planet thread by thread. Here's the sources. Thank you.